Well, hello. Welcome to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. This is an update on the 754. I done a video quite a while ago, a couple of years ago, about it when it had no cab and a 10 series engine. The engine isn't original. The engine that was in it was sadly filled up with water and it had been frosted and cracked. That engine that was in that county is currently out, being stripped, which I'll show you all the parts in a second. Went to get bored, had a hole in the cylinder liner, so I managed to use another engine off a 10 series engine, and that's now getting bored and fitted with new liners. The other one's only got a small sort of hole in it, a couple mils sort of in size. We're going to get some Loctite and seal it up and use it on hopefully the roadless 75 in the future. I've also got another county since the last video, and a few other projects that have sort of kicked off. The reason why I don't post that much, as I've mentioned in some of the comments, and people was asking for updates, is that I don't get sort of paid promotions or anything like that for doing this, and we don't pay a certain fixed rate on the internet usage. We pay for megabytes. Being that these videos take quite a while to load up onto YouTube, we use quite a few megabytes, and at the moment it's kind of the only access we really have to sort of ordering stuff and sorting stuff out overseas. So I can't really afford to use all my megabytes up. I will try and keep you up to date as possible. If you do want to help out with the funding on some of these projects, if you want to, please email me at kentongoodwin@horizon.co.uk and I can give you the details. For starters, I'm not sure how all this works, I'm new to this, but if you are willing to and want to, I will engrave or get painted onto the bonnet of the 754 all the people that helped sponsored it to do the project, and vice versa for any other projects. There isn't many left in the Falklands. There's about 3 of us that are big collectors of them. There's one man that's got a County 754 and a Ploughmaster. He did have the Super 4, but I got the Super 4 off him because he'd done it up and it sat for 8 years and he never had really any use for it, so I took it out to our farm, which is about 8,000 acres, runs about 1,700 sheep. So, and we're going into field work and hopefully planting hay fields and all that, so the counties are all going to get used for that. Like I said, if you want to help on projects, this is the main project at the moment, is a 754. It is maybe coming to a standstill due to the fact of funding with the COVID thing. I did have a full-time job, but sadly in end of February, sorry, we were made redundant, or basically got the sack, because our sort of line manager that was put in charge decided that with 40 years experience, didn't have much experience, basically come in, started slinging the orders around in front of customers, and then we got accused for it. But hey ho, it is what it is. It wouldn't change it for the world. But sadly, our main boss wouldn't hear our side of the story. He was only interested in one side of the story, and that's how it goes. Sadly, with working in a small place like this, there's plenty of work to do part-time. So currently I'm living on the farm, and between working in town, roofing over a couple of buildings, I then am coming back into town to pull down a chimney for someone, and then hopefully carry on progressing with some of the projects that I've got for some of the people that I'm doing, which I will show you also in this video. But getting back to the County 754, if you want to help out and help with the project, I'm more than happy to accept funding for it. If you do want to, please email me at kentongoodwin@horizon.co.uk, or even if you just want to email me and ask questions, go for it, or comment on here. It's as simple as that, really. I'll answer as many questions as I can, or even if you want to know some other history about the Falklands, I will give the best. It's a nice little country. It's been my home. I'm 8th generation on my mother's side and 6th generation on my father's side. I have 2 kids that live here, and we're happily living here. It's not the easiest island to live on. Obviously, when you order stuff, we have to wait a couple months for the boat to get down, so I always have to be a couple months ahead of myself. Making a living down here, the land's quite cheap. Like, we bought our house for 120,000, which got a 30 metre by 30 metre roughly sort of square plot of land. Second hand, wasn't too bad. Sadly, the materials to fix it up and do it up is quite expensive, and because you got to pay freight for everything. So what you gain on one thing, you lose on another. But it's not for everyone, but I enjoy it. Next day deliveries don't normally happen either when you order stuff down here. Anyway, getting back to 754, I have, I'm not sure in the last video, but I've got all the front axle on. And the front side plates. I've got the steering all on. Sadly, the steering box I can't put the new seal in, so I've got another steering box I'm going to put on off a 6600. The engine's outworn in that, so I'm going to rob the steering box off that one. waiting for the engine. Once the engine gets sorted, we'll fit that on, and then it's a case of buying the radiators, the bonnets, the dash panels and all that. Sadly, the bonnet that's going on it's going to actually be a 10 series one or a 5600 one, because to save money I've been given an exhaust system for one. So this tractor is not going to be original anyway, because I'm putting a Duncan cab on it. It's not having its proper Victor cab. It's not got the original engine, so in my aspect I'm going to build it up for comfort and for work as best I can for the applications that I've got for it in the thing. The way I look at it is it's still a county, it's still all county stuff that's running on it, and touch wood, it will still be going. Now we'll show you all the paraphernalia. So as you're aware, I've stripped down the engine. The cylinder head is here, all cleaned up, and all new valves are in. New valve springs are all ground in. Head's all cleaned up. All the pores are clean. These are quite well chopped up. I think that's the exhaust side. So we had to clean that up quite a bit. Sadly, there's a bit of surface rust going on there, so I might have to spray it some more oil. I've assembling it all with assembly lube, semi-synthetic. I've never really used this stuff before. Normally I just lube it in oil and go for it from there. The crank's not in actually too bad a condition. There's no real grooves or wear in it whatsoever. So we're going to use this crank again. There is a little bit of a groove on the seal here, but nothing sort of too drastic to consider a major priority. We've got all new bearings sorted to go in. And the push rods are all here. They've all been checked for levelness and they're good. All the bushers for the idler one is all good, but I am putting a new one in there because, as you can see, it is semi-scored. So a new bush is going in there just to help it out. This is off another tractor, but I managed to find a sister ram. I bought a 6600 tractor for the steering box and basically for these bits here. So I'm going to have a sister rams on the tractor. The other county I got, which I think is a 774, or something along those lines, has got the brackets that go on the bottom of these. I am after another one like this. So if anyone's got one lying around, providing it doesn't leak too bad, I'd be interested, and providing the price is reasonable. I got all the spares from the other engine. I literally only stripped the other engine down like about a week ago. So the other engine was sitting at my mate's place to get bored for the last 6 months. He's a retired old man, but because of the COVID thing, it kind of slowed it down. This is my injector pump that I sent away and got redone. So they've got a nice, basically brand new injector pump to go on the tractor. I've got all the injectors done overseas as well. So they're all raring and ready to go. New injector lines. So there's nothing really should stop it from really going. And then under here we've got the exhaust system. We've got the covers, battery support bracket, the one that goes on the back. I do have to get a battery tray, but I think I've got one on another older tractor, and a water pump, which I also think I've got another one of them on another tractor. The brand new clutch plate, brand new pressure plate. I've got a brand new thrush bearing to put on it. I am going to use this old oil pump. I have got a brand new one, but this one seems pretty good. All these seem pretty good. Valve followers and the balance gears seem pretty good. There's no vicious play in there. I'm changing these bearings, even though all these weren't actually considerably too bad. Like there's a little bit of marking, and this one's got a bit of discoloration. I decided because we're pulling it apart, you might as well change them. I've got the new power steering oil cooler in a box there, and I've also got hidden in the corner down there a new PTO input shaft. More power steering hoses right there, going up there, and then I'll take you out to the actual tractor. It is very cold. It is obviously our winter at the moment, so it makes it nice and interesting. Just lock this up. So in there I've got another 2 engine blocks, which is set for another project, which I'm hoping to strip down soon. I'll go on about the canters in a bit. So this is all here. It's taken that long and starting to go rusty again, so it's going to have to get shot blasted again and painted again, sadly. But I've got new steering ram on, raring and ready to go. Handbrake thing's on, needs painting again, and sort of the back end needs all painting. But we're changing this shaft in here once the engine's done, because as you can see, she is slightly worn. She's not got no vicious play in it. Everything's sort of moves and turns. The thrush bearing's good, but I'm going to be putting a new one in just because I've got it apart and I don't really want to have to pull it apart again. On the back end we have the 10 series pickup hitch fitted. We've got to modify the assister ram brackets to take these bits here so that it can go on, and we've got to somehow get these arms off because I've got the other arms that you can pop out the bits on that I redone up, which I'll do a video on them another stage. This is the 6610 that I took the arms off. So that's the update on the County so far. My next project I'm doing in the next couple of weeks, in between doing the engine rebuild, which I'll try and video some of it for you. I'm not really sure how I can go about doing it because I can only got my phone. Is this cab's got to come off this machine. This whole thing's getting turned into a tipping trailer. Sorry about the wind. This cab's coming off, getting completely stripped and going on to my canter that I got. This canter has got very, very low miles on it. It was only about a year old when a company that I bought it off decided they got it bogged and laid it over. So my plan is to change the cab on it and get her all up and running. She's a nice little machine. A Lister generator in there is another project. This 6610 I've swapped away for the County. So these front tyres is going on my roadless because they're actually the same size as what's for the roadless and the rims. And that's about it really for this project sort of wise. Yeah, please tell me what you think. Tell me what you want, sort of thing, video wise. And like I said, if you want to help me out, please email me or message on here and I can inform you. I've got a PayPal account. It's Kenton FK or Kenton Goodwin. You can send it through there. I'm not really too fussed. I'm not one to normally ask for sort of things, but if you want these projects and want more videos on them all, then obviously you're going to have to send sort of a little bit of cash to help me out with the process. But if you don't mind waiting, and just wait. Other than that, you've got this beautiful scenery. This is Stanley Harbour, just so you're all aware. So on tourist season, when if you look it up and get tourist boats, you basically come in along there, and then you sort of go down there, sorry, and there's a jetty way down there, just on the other side of that point, that you can come up. That's the Canberra along there, and then you've got all the way up there. So our 8,000 acre farm, if you look way over in the distance, there's a load of snow on top of a mountain. We have to drive for 2 hours that way, that direction, to get to our little farm. But anyway, please give us a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please comment. I like to hear your views and read them. I'm going to start doing a lot more for YouTube in the next couple of weeks, so go for gold. Thank you, bye.